Get going for them. Just a freshman. He's real good. Obviously, they're front court player. But Isaac has really, again, he's in his second year. He's still young, but boy, he's taken a step defensively with his ability to sit down in a stance, slide, contest shots. He understands the system a little better, and I thought he has given us some nice performances defensively. And I think obviously after the Duke game, we struggled. They took it to us. And we just tried to recommit, and that's kind of been a story of this team. We've gotten knocked down pretty hard about 6 or 7 times, and a lot of teams, they just they don't give back up. But I appreciate how these guys got back up and stayed together and just get humble, eat your humble pie, and then you come back and fight and live with the results. And that's what these guys have done. And I think they knew they had to do it tonight. Of course, making some shots, but on the defensive end, that was everything. And Isaac actually was a key in this game. Of course, Reece was, and Dante and some of the other guys, but they made a difference. We screened well. We started the game different than I started the second half. But I wanted to start the seniors kind of in that game. But again, I think the way Taine was one more shooter and spacer and mover on the floor. Obviously, Reece was getting open. And we got some stuff. We didn't score a ton. I don't know, points in the paint. We had 26. We don't always throw it inside and score around the rim. So it is important for us to get different kinds of looks and as many rhythm shots as we can. And some teams, they'll guard you differently, but I thought our guys were pretty persistent at moving the ball. We had a couple little wrinkles with the bye week. I thought that helped us too. And I believe this. The important people see it and know. And that's what matters. The important people. His game is understated. You got to watch him over time. But what he's done to get a third place finish for this team, and with having the most experience is a sophomore who's played 19 minutes in IMAC, and then Ryan who played 10. That's it. Everyone else is pretty much new to this. He's had to have a lot on his shoulders. He's had to play well on both ends for us to have a chance to be in games, not win games, be in games, and that's a lot. And whatever people are saying where he is on lists and all that stuff, he's helping us win and helping us continue to advance. And the next level people who understand, I think they see that, and I sure hope they do. He's a much better player coming back, and I think he's going to help someone else at the next level. I mean, I think it speaks for itself. Again, obviously, that'll take care of itself. I mean, that's obviously we want to keep playing well, but again, I think what we've done, there's a strong case to be made. And I think hopefully when those doors are closed, common sense. And I think what I think is we've had to squeak some games out to win, and when we're not right, we've gotten blown out. But yeah, because it's easy for some young men to say, well, we just got beat by 25, or it's been hard, we haven't been able to score well, and just keep showing up and keep the spirit strong and have hope springs eternal, and as far as that, and that's how it's had to be. And I told them after the game, I said the bones are good in this program, the foundation's good. I said it's good because of the character of the young men. And again, you've heard me use this quote often. You better have a group of guys you can lose with or go through adversity with if you're going to be successful. And we've had our fair share of that, and they've stayed together that way. So again, we've won 13 games in this league. We've won 22 games. We finished in 3rd place. And yep, we've gotten blown out, but we've won. And we haven't had we've had some big losses, but not any bad losses in terms of non-conference. And so I think that is a real good job of a team that's pretty inexperienced and having a guy lead us late. We'll play Thursday at what time? 9:30. It's late. I'm sure you guys all love that. At least the older guys in the group. It doesn't matter. I don't know who I'm looking at or I'm talking to. I think you keep preparing well. Obviously we'll play on, is it Thursday? Is that correct? We said so. Again, just keep use this momentum. We know we got areas to keep tightening the bolts, but prepare as well as you can and get into that. And again, single elimination. I don't even know what that means. Who do we play? But whatever game it is, there's such a congestion in our league, and everyone's capable, and you have to be ready. And we've learned that the hard way many times, but it's good to be in this spot and play meaningful games at this point. Just with all that, I just want what's best, and that's what I said, Reece, I want what's best. You've served this program well. You're chasing after a professional career, And if you get the information and you feel it's right, support you all the way. But if you come back, there's going to be a lot demanded of you, and I know it'll help your game. As I said, he's a better player, but obviously without him, I mean, we would probably had to add another piece, and it's hard to replace experience. You know, again, experience. You can bring in older guys, but experience like him, and I just have liked what's happened. But we would have crossed that bridge when we get to it. But again, I think he'll be well served for that. And yeah, don't want to think about this year without him, and you don't have to, so that's good. It's another good story. I mean, here's a young man who, you know, hasn't played much. It's been a little bit more this year, but up and down. He was very sick, wasn't even going to make the Duke trip. He was been trending in the right direction. He gives us another guy that can space the floor. And so, you know, he'd been practicing well, and I knew leading up to this, I wanted to use him more, and just, you know, he's tough, and he's faithful to just being about the right stuff. He's in his third year, and he's getting his time, and again, on a very big stage or an important game, he stepped up and delivered. Yeah, we just talked about trying to immerse ourselves in the game. You know, senior night has its own emotions. You know, the importance of the game, of playing well, and you know, the only way we can talk about it is, you know, just play, let the stuff go. Like, there's obviously pressure to perform. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't, all those things we said, but you got to replace those thoughts and those things with the good stuff. Playing for your brothers, playing with power, playing with a strong mind, playing with freedom, and playing past mistakes, and locking down and knowing you got to just, we talk about it, I've used a reference, it's like the horses, put the blinders on and dig in and just go. And they needed to do that. And you know, again, Georgia Tech's been playing good basketball. They've won, I think, 4 of their last 5. They went into Wake. And I thought, you know, it was important. Boy, do we get good lifts from Taine Murray and Dante, you know, obviously, and the stats, obviously, of Jake and the other guys. But it was really important. We had to, you know, when they get the ball moving, they can get it shooting, and they're athletic, and they have some guys. So to stand in there and the crowd got behind us with the importance of the game, it was just about that stuff. So we tried to dig in and lean on each other, and thought it was, you know, obviously special. It's ironic, it's uncanny, I guess is the right word. Tristan to make that shot. We can go all the way back to Thomas Rogers. I mean, the list goes on. Our guys that they come in, and that was a heck of a little fall away. The guy bodied him. But certainly to see Jake play like that, you know, Jordan out there gave us good minutes, and I thought Reece, once again, you look at his stat line, 8 for 10, 3 for 4 from 3, 21 and 9, really good. And I want to say this, you know, a lot of stuff gets talked about the state of college basketball. Well, let's celebrate a guy like Reece Beekman, who came to Virginia and he stayed 4 years. He tested, he went, but he decided to come back and help a team win. And he's always been a good player, but he's taken a step each year, and he's improved, and he's been here for 4 years. And let's talk about that. I know we talk a lot about transfer portal. I know we talk a lot about NIL. I know we talk a lot about things. But this young man chose to come here. He's the leading career leader in steals. He's won 2 ACC championships. He's done so much, and that's what's right. And it's good to see.
Yeah. You know, today was just a emotional day. You know, we had a shoot around, and we kind of went through, you know, each, like, senior and manager kind of, you know, just recap their years here, and it was just, you know, just looking back at that, you know, got a little bit emotional. But, you know, at the end of the day, we needed to play the game. You know, we're in a race for something, so, you know, we just wanted to stay the course and come out ready to play.
I had, like, the pleasure to play with Reece for 3 years, and just seeing him grow, obviously, as a leader. You know, I think he leads in a special way, and, you know, he's probably not the person to kind of get in the face and feel rah-rah, but he leads with his actions, and I think that the way he's done that this year has been obviously, like, super respectable to see, and I think it's going to obviously take him a long way.
Credit that to our, like, togetherness. You know, after every game, you know, we kind of, you know, we never get too down. We always look in the mirror. You know, we learn from it. You know, it's been many times this season where we could have just, you know, kind of gave up hope after a big loss, but I feel like after every, you know, hard loss, we came back, we got to work at practice extra hard, and we just worked on little things, and I think that shows in our, you know, next game.
Obviously, we're all aware of, you know, how big this game was. I think, you know, we obviously wanted to send off the seniors in a nice way, obviously. Reece has given so much to this program. So that was pretty cool for everyone to kind of come out and play the way we did and just, really make a special night for everyone.
Good question. For right now, I would say Isaac, McNeely, I know he's kind of quiet side like me, but I feel like, for next year's team, he's going to have to come out his shell a little bit to be more of a vocal leader, because he's probably going to be the player with the most experience. Him and maybe Ryan, depends on what he does. So just, I think he made a major step this year, and I think he got, room to make another step next year. It's not easy, I'll say I'm blessed. Coach Bennett gave me the opportunity to play as a freshman. Gave me a lot of minutes early, and I feel like that really helped my game, and it's allowed me to be at this level where I'm at right now. So I'll just say make the best of everything, and just put your head down and keep working. The amount of time and work Trish puts in, it goes unseen. But I see him, late night sometimes, after practice getting shots up. For him to have that special moment on this special day, it just means the world, So I just, this is 2 years in a row. Chase was last year, and then Tristan this year. So I just love that they get, the opportunity to play in their last game. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the team, and the whole coaching staff. Like you said, it's been ups and downs, and I've never seen like anybody giving up. Like we come to work every day, put the work in, like we're, still in the hunt. But I feel like we put ourselves in a great position, for postseason play. I think we just got to build off this win today and, try to get better.
Taking us out our stuff, when we don't make shots, we don't stay aggressive, and so you can't do that against Virginia. And we didn't on the offensive end. We didn't play well. We didn't shoot the ball well, and so. What usually happens with teams is when you don't shoot the ball well, you don't play on the defensive end as well. And I think that we can learn something from a team like Virginia. I hear everybody, and this is my first year in this league, and I hear everybody say, Virginia doesn't have the same teams they've had in the past. And I've obviously watched them from afar, but I don't watch them every day, so I don't know. Regardless of who they got, I say it's a really smart team. Their minds control their bodies, and mentally, the approach is probably the same every day. And the uniqueness of having players and guys like that is something that I aspire and I talk to my team about each and every day, because this time of year is not about getting on the floor and practicing 2 or 3 hours. It's really about the nuances of the game and the attention to detail. It's crazy. I spent a lot of time with Malcolm Brogdon, and he looked like Malcolm tonight. He looked like Malcolm. He controlled the game, and he did some really good things. Out there on the floor, he shot the ball well. He played like a guy that has senior day. He really got after it. Again, he's the head of the snake, and when he plays well, they tend to play well. I think they, get a lot of inspiration, and he gives and exudes a lot of confidence in his guys. And, he did a really good job of controlling the game for them this evening. And it's been going on for a couple weeks now, and I'll say it for him, I'm not trying to make an excuse, but he's had a bad back for like the last 2 weeks. And so there's a lot of things that he's out there and he's limited at times, and tonight was one of them games where it didn't get going early. So, it's the rhythm of the game, the physicality of the game. And, I'm not going to put too much into tonight's game in terms of, what he didn't do. The approach that I took, and that's why I didn't put him back in the game. That was more so why I didn't put him back in the game, because I could tell he was laboring out there a little bit more this evening. But, the most important thing for him is to get ready for the shooting. The way the game was played, we need to loosen some things up, and so I was searching for shooting. That's why I went with Carter more than Sacco. I know he hasn't, played the last 4 or 5 games, but, he really works hard, and, we have found the rhythm. So, I've just decided to, right now to go with those guys. And, up until this evening, everything had been going well, but, that was really my mindset, just trying to see if I could get some more shooting out on the court. To his strength and never to his weakness. So knowing your game is one of the biggest parts of playing at the next level, especially today. I think he's been coached for 4 years, so you know, I think the teaching part of it, he can grasp the things that he doesn't know. And you know, what I would say if I was giving him advice is you know, going into this process, you know, he's already a great defender. Don't lose that. You know, get up the floor, guard guys, be able to make open shots, be able to run a team, and be really vocal on the floor.